Welcome to the Veterans Law Lecture Series. I'm Professor Justin Holbrook, Associate Professor of Law and Director of the Veterans Law Clinic at Widener Law School. Today we're going to be talking about the VA disability benefits application process. Now, veterans who served in the military and were discharged with something other than a dishonorable discharge can choose to file a claim for disability benefits after they separate from the military. For now, let me just say generally that if you have a present disability which is somehow related to your military service, that is, something happened while you were in the military, some event or disease or injury occurred, and that's continuing to trouble you, then you might have a claim for disability benefits and you might want to go ahead and file an application. So what we're going to be talking about for the next few minutes is simply how veterans go about filing these applications with the Department of Veterans Affairs. If you're a veteran, there are essentially four different ways that you can file an application for disability compensation benefits, and they're relatively straightforward. First, you can go down to your local VA regional office and simply let one of the VA customer service representatives know that you want to file an application for disability benefits. Now, there are 58 of these regional offices scattered throughout the United States, Puerto Rico, the Philippines, and the regional offices' primary purposes are to handle various types of benefits claims. So when you go down to the regional office, you can simply walk inside, you don't need an appointment, and let someone there know that you want to file a claim for disability compensation benefits. And they'll give you the right paperwork, they'll tell you what kind of supporting documents you need, and they'll help you fill those out. Now, you can also file an application for benefits with the VA through the mail. If you can find a VA Form 21-526, you can download one online. You can go into a local VA regional office, pick one up, and take it back home. And then go ahead and simply send that in to the Department of Veterans Affairs through the U.S. Postal Mail. And the VA will receive that and go ahead and start processing your claim for benefits after they receive it. The third way that you can file an application for benefits with the Department of Veterans Affairs is online. The VA has a fairly robust website. It's at www.va.gov, and you can use a program called VONAP, the Veterans Online Application Service, to file a claim for benefits. No paper involved. It's processed directly online, and it's submitted to the VA, and when the VA receives that, again, just like the VA regional office method or the mail method, they'll start processing your claim for disability compensation benefits. But what if you don't have the means to be able to travel to a local VA regional office, or perhaps there's not one near you? What if you don't have a computer to be able to go online and to download an application to either mail in or else to fill out through the VONAP service? What else can you do? Well, the VA has a 1-800 number, 1-800-827-1000. You can simply pick up your telephone, call the VA, and let the customer service representative with whom you've spoken know that you want to file a claim for disability compensation benefits. And they will go ahead and take your claim in, they'll listen to what you have to say, they'll make notes about it, and tell them that you want them to mail you a disability compensation benefits application form. They'll send that out to you in the mail, you'll get it, fill it out, and then just mail it right back to them, and you'll be good to go. Now, how do you know which of these methods is best? Well, to a certain extent, that depends on which is most convenient for you. But there are some legal differences between these methods, so let me just talk about those very quickly. If you go to your local VA regional office, or you submit an application through the mail, or even use the VA's online website, you're going to essentially be filling out a VA Form 21-526. Now, this VA Form 21-526 is a fairly lengthy form. It's long, multiple pages, asks you for lots of information about yourself, about your military service, your finances, your marital relationships, your children. It even asks you for your bank account information. And of course, there are questions about what type of disabilities that you currently have which are related to your military service. But if you fill out this form, the VA Form 21-526, which is the formal method of applying for disability benefits, then you've completed what's called a formal claim. Now, what does that mean, a formal claim? It simply means that you formally and officially and, importantly, legally put the VA on notice that you filed an application for disability benefits. And that's important for this reason. When the VA receives that application for benefits, they're going to mark that date of receipt in general as what's called the effective date of any award that you may eventually receive. So for instance, if the VA receives your VA Form 21-526 on January 1st, 2012, and if it takes the VA 6 or 7 months to process your application for benefits, they will start paying you a disability compensation award as of the date they receive that application. In other words, January 1st, 2012. So if you don't receive your eventual decision until perhaps August of 2012, you'll actually get, under that scenario, 8 months of retroactive benefits, in addition to the monthly benefit, which you'll continue to receive every month thereafter, again, if you have an award from the VA. But what happens if you're not able to find a VA Form 21-526 or don't have access to downloading one online and mailing it in or submitting it through the Vaughn App service? What happens if you actually call the VA and just simply tell them over the telephone that you want to file an application for benefits? Well, in that case, you're filing what's called an informal claim for benefits. You're letting the VA know that you have a disability, you're putting them on notice, but you have to follow that informal claim for benefits up within 1 year by filing a formal claim. And you file that formal claim, again, by filling out a VA Form 21-526. Well, if you have to fill out a VA Form 21-526 anyway, why even make the informal claim? A couple of reasons why. First, sometimes if you don't have access to a regional office or a computer, you need to call the VA to ask them to send you a VA Form 21-526. But there's another more important reason. By calling the VA and letting them know you have a disability benefit and want to file an application for benefits today, you've essentially informally filed a claim for benefits, and the date you call the VA becomes your effective date. So, for example, let's assume that I don't have access to a computer. I can't print out a VA Form 21-526 online. Let's also assume that I don't have a regional office close to me, so I can't simply drive to one nearby. And I call the VA on, we'll say, January 1st, 2012. And I let the VA representative with whom I speak know that I want to file a claim for disability benefits. Well, the VA will take down my call, and they will establish the date I call, in this example, January 1st, 2012, as the effective date of my claim. So let's assume that the VA takes, a week or two to send me a VA Form 21-526 in the mail. It takes me another couple of weeks to fill that out and to send it back to them. And then once they receive it, it takes them maybe 6 or 7 months to go ahead and complete my claim. And I eventually, will say in September of 2012, receive an award of benefits. They will backdate that award, give me retroactive disability compensation to the date I called the VA, and put them on notice through my informal claim that I wanted to file an application for benefits. So you can see how important it is to act as quickly as possible, whether by mail or visiting the regional office or going online, or even by calling the VA and letting them know that you want to file an application for benefits. Now, one important caveat. If you file an informal claim through the telephone with the VA, or even in writing, something less than filling out that formal application for benefits, you must follow that informal claim up by filing a formal claim within 1 year. If you'd fail to do that, then you're going to lose whatever effective date for your award that you might have established by filing an informal claim. So again, if you call the VA, make sure that you fill out an actual application for benefits within 1 year of that telephone call. Now, as I indicated, the VA Form 21-526 is somewhat lengthy and it can be complex. So where do you go for help in order to fill out this form? Well, there are a couple of different places that you can go in order to find someone to help you fill out a VA Form 21-526. Certainly you can go down to the Department of Veterans Affairs or local regional office and ask for help there. And usually they're just terrifically helpful in directing veterans how to file an application for benefits and in providing the right forms. But if you need more assistance, there are other organizations that can help. You might have a local veteran service organization. Sometimes the local VSO might even have offices in the VA regional office itself. And these veteran service organizations are organizations that you've probably heard of before: the Disabled American Veterans, the Veterans of Foreign Wars, the American Legion. They have trained non-attorney representatives to help you fill out these forms from the VA and file applications for benefits. Of course, if you feel like you need legal assistance, you can always find an attorney to help you fill out the VA Form 21-526. Now, one caveat here: because of some changes in law around 2006, attorneys can't charge you any fees in helping you fill out these forms. In fact, attorneys who represent veterans on their disability benefits claims cannot even begin charging for their services until after the veteran has filed an application for benefits, received a decision from the regional office, and then filed a notice of disagreement. Only then can an attorney actually begin charging veterans in order to represent them on their disability benefits appeals. And the final method, of course, is simply to go online and to learn more there about how to file an application for benefits, to contact the VA, a VSO, or an attorney, or to actually file one through the Vaughn App service. If you have questions, please come see us at veteranslawclinic.org.